Getting into the bread and butter of it. Dexter pushing up, getting naded. And gonna say, hey, let's all back on board. Dexter decapitated, does land a dink himself, and there's a lot of aggression here from Fnatic. So even though, yes, they took the first casualty, Cloud9 are just stamping on their feet on the A site.
Yeah, this is a nice play from Cloud9. You sent a couple of players over to make noise towards B. That invites Fnatic in after taking this mid space. They scale shelf, and that leaves A completely vulnerable. And Cloud9, they've just rolled out the red carpet, and now they're in this after plant situation. 4-on-3. Everyone from Fnatic, they're trying to rotate through Donut, but look at all these pressure points being applied here by the T side. There's no way out now for Fnatic. They're stuck in the mouth of Donut, and they're being traded out as well. Can Mezzi and Roy hold on to these
Anticipating, eyes peeled. I love the addition of the cams. Nade coming through, that's the distraction. Boomage gets traded out. Hobbit then fells Dexter. And that's overall good for Cloud9. Even with the missed molly that we saw on the site, Hobbit needs to be careful. Oh my, never mind. He's just got to win them the round.
Rinse repeat of round 3.
And right now, the pistols, yeah, sure, they could run forward, but giving extra money to Cloud9. Afro gets rid of electronic at least, but now you do know where the AWP is. And if Cloud9 do feel like rushing, at least got better information for the job right now. That's a lot of kills happening in succession, meaning just Afro is left over. And yeah, they're going to go guts out. Everybody forward. Let's try and get rid of this AWP. And then we also get answer to the question whether they're going to pick it up themselves. Great molly out of Axel. Now they've got the information as well. Great shot out of Afro to follow it up, but almost got running a Max 10 even.
To be honest, it does make a lot of sense, but also in addition, I feel like you've touched on a really good point there. The fact that, look, CS2 right now, it feels difficult for AWPers to really get involved in the fight sometimes. That is awkward, because that definitely would have put an end towards Crims. Instead, he's now alive. Hobbit's walked past and taken this space in towards red, but finally Crims is dealt with, and now Cloud9 have got a big flank.
Now, you already mentioned this, right? Getting onto mid for the T side early on is disastrous. And now you've got 3 players on the side of Cloud9 left over. And Hobbit just about above half HP. But look at this massive flank. He's going to spot Afro. That's, of course, going to be a free kill. But, well, they did manage to get past Roy at least. He's just waiting for that bomb to get closer so they can use it as more of a surprise. Hobbit's going to wield the AWP. That's obviously a huge upgrade. But they're going to be able to get that bomb down and run. It's 2-on-2 post-plant position. Hobbit was on the lookout on the perfect angle for a second. Got to back down. There's still a molly disposable as well for Cloud9. Counterable with the smoke. Dexter's just closing the gap outright, not using anything here. Electronic will go peak, and that's the end of Dexter, and it feels like the chances for Fnatic have just plummeted. All up to Mezzi to try and find an opener against Electronic. That's nice at least. It's the start, but he doesn't have a kit on him currently, and Hobbit just holding down the angle. So icy in the veins. He's going to die, but he's also going to win the round.
Yeah, so clever out of Hobbit. But he knows that sometimes you're not going to have...
Looking spectacular here, but Mezzi is going to get a great drop on Boomage, who's entirely blind, but he might not realize that there's a secondary player. But look at this, it's only Fnatic kills Perfecto now decapitated, and just like that, 37 seconds is all that Fnatic need. They've done it with one themselves. Here goes the utility. Cloud9 don't have a whole lot of it. Dexter cuts down 2. That's 2 rifles, but obviously you can play hot potato with them. Crims, another 2 victims, leaving just Perfecto by his lonesome. Getting the bomb down here would already be great, but Mezzi... It's like an impossible round here for Cloud9.
Like these flashes though, Mezzi full blind, but does deal with them. It is just pistols, and you have got the support. As soon as contact is taken, you've got this split in from Roy and Dexter, making sure this trade spacing is all nice and tight. Fnatic only Cloud9 are in the bomb site.
You see those heads pop up. Afro with the first shot, and Axel, he's trying to wreak havoc over towards the other part of the map. He's cleaned up A entirely, but Cloud9, the head of the push is still going over towards B. Perfecto slices Afro and Dexter, even though there is a rebuttal. There's no save exfil, so for Dexter, it's a rather tough decision to be making here. Does seemingly want to go back in. Hover around the corner, just switches up his position slightly. catches Dexter off guard. All of a sudden, Fnatic do have economy to buy right back into it, but perhaps mezii holding on to the save for the future could be a better one. But he just wants to do more economical damage, and oh no. Okay, Boomage is still around. He's going to get killed by mezii. He's got a kit as well. But Hobbit is going to mop up the frag. Dexter finding that tiny gap. And Cloud9, and they still start their push. Hobbit with the first. Boomage finds the second, all through the wall. And they're breaking through the hypothetical wall as well. All Fnatic. Afro is the kill on the electronic. Perhaps with the smoke break. Double swing. Has to be a kill. Roy managed to get away with 2. Cloud9. They haven't planted the bomb yet. Boomage, nice 2 kills even. mezii now found Boomage. Very antsy. Really wants to peek, but they've only got 10 seconds left. The nade is not going to do enough damage here. As soon as mezii steps into the sights, there's 2 players looking at it. Unless there's a massively quick push, which actually seems to be happening here by Fnatic. Electronic already getting the first, but Axel most certainly in trouble. Gets the kill on Roy, but there's so many T's heading for him. Oh my. The scalp taker of Axel is activated. And there is another threat on the side. mezii wide swings. That's a nice kill all of a sudden. Fnatic right back in the round with that.
Look at this though. Dexter looking to go through. mezii's just shot him through the smoke. I thought Hobbit was surely going to kill the IGL Fnatic, but instead, now they can try and isolate Perfecto. The signal, and now Perfecto can just play on this angle. Might get mollied off. Instead, it's flashes. And now he needs to back away, leaving Axel all alone on this bomb site. Perfecto also gives up an audio cue, but it doesn't matter. Axel's pushed through the smoke. He's found 2 kills. Cloud9, they're feeling pretty comfortable here.
And mezii still with the deagle there. Not able to land a first shot headshot. And Electronic able to get 2. Even though Afro's making a valiant stand with 14 HP, the nade is going to be his demise. And
out towards Shelf, Boomich walks through the spam, does connect onto Dexter, nearly converts into a kill, but instead, Roy wanted to try and punish. Hobbit's there to kind of compensate for that reload. Bails Boomich out of trouble. And meanwhile, whilst all this is going on, mid-space yet again taken. There is an interesting element. Crims is quite deep in A main. So as long as Cloud9 stay alive, it should be completely fine, and that's exactly what's happened. Electronic steps in with the contact taken, and now Crims, sure, he's got the bomb site, but the bomb firmly under Cloud9's control.
Well, here's one way to get this swing set in your favor if you're Crims. And 1v5 in your play. They're wrong.
I'll bet.
Ooh. Oh my. Disaster.
That is worst case. That is 350 mezzii's body, but he's got no armor behind it. At least they've got space down in towards middle. With Axel going down, that's a route through to A.
They don't have the bomb right now on them, though. So Fnatic want to go quickly about this. They do need to have somebody connect back and collect that bomb. It does look like they're slowing things down, making sound cues, and Perfecto plucks Roy out of the sky as he tries to get himself into safety again. And Dexter's going to be the bomb retriever. In the 4v3, Crims also doesn't have armor, so even though I think an AK in his hand, he died in the previous round without getting any money into his bucket. Afro, he's probably crept up further than Hobbit would ever expect. And he's got to swing, instantly died. Boomage pulling his own weight right now. I mean, 10 for 10, doing well. Nothing really to see. Crims goes down, and that just leaves it all to the main man himself, Dexter. He's also getting aggressed. There's no way he's getting that bomb down without a fight.
I don't think he could put this bomb down. It would be fantastic if he could. Feet's already showing. And Perfecto just wall bangs in through default.
Doesn't feel too crazy to say that. Fnatic might be at their end here on Ancient. It is the map pick for Cloud9, but Fnatic, a quick push on towards the A side. Perfecto press back, sees the first, takes his head off. That's a very nice first one. There's got to be more, though. Dexter beaking into him. Perfecto is looking sharp. Picking up the all-ping duties. Electronic coming through from behind up against mezii. Tagged up a little bit. mezii wins that duel. And there is hope after all for Fnatic as mezii also puts the bullet through the dome of Boomage. Doing it. Maybe not anymore.
It was so important to Mezzy to get these kills out Donut because it just creates pressure beyond the bomb site. But, oh, the elevated angle. Hobbit falls off the shelf and Mezzy will punish. Got a Galil still in the mix. Afro on the Krieg. We're seeing Orpas prioritize the AUG and the SMG. Axel, there was a lineup. But once again, it's that man. Mezzy will clear. Flashbang forward. Perfecto on this angle. Holding. And will secure Roy. Dexter will chime in with another effort and bring Perfecto down to half. He gets overwhelmed. Fnatic are bulldozing their way in towards A.
Oh my god. But they most certainly are. Mezzy, yet again, an important part in it. For Boomage, I don't think there's any way that you try this round. Crims on the angle does put a bullet in the head of Hobbit. Now Hobbit can at least feel some semblance of teamship with Boomage. Both of them being on 5 HP right now. And they're in the same boat. And they somehow got to get ashore here. As Hobbit. The ocean is crunching upon him. The shadow's showing, but that's massive out of Hobbit. Even start pre-firing Mezzy. And for Boomage, you do somewhat want to try this, but tapping the bomb, it's so easy to find the pre-fire angle. Mezzy doesn't believe in it. Boomage is sticking it, so Mezzy's got to go quickly about this. Does find a bullet to land in the body of Boomage.
Never progressed because Electronic was holding the line the entire time. Perfecto. Now Cyclops Din sees the shadow and deals with Crims. It's only Afro remaining. They will do some damage, but it'll be the final nail in the coffin from Axel. Cloud9 take their map pick. The NaVi days, and obviously standing in with Boomage as well. He's going to know how you were playing. Axel getting very confident. Electronic now tucked in this corner. Roy overlooks him. And now the Dual Berettas bite down for, basically the whole Fnatic roster. They get churned up into mincemeat. This kind of hampers your buy into the next if you're not able to make these pistols chime in with success. And Electronic, it started as it's been to go on. The flashbangs rain over, but you've got this double-layered setup. That's so cool. Out of Cloud9, another bait and switch coming into play.
Straight the back lines. As soon as that smoke dissipates, Boomage, that's where he's going to cut through. He's going to go in before it even breaks. 2 kills for Boomage there, and this entire push for Fnatic, it's already been dredged. They've gotten stuck in the mud, still trying to fight through it. But the timer is ticking as well. Roy being held by Electronic, and it's Axel to get the final kill.
Get settled. This is really nice out of Fnatic. You're trying to add a little bit of variety, and Afro will catch Boomage, who was wielding that orb. Dexter now gets involved as well. A lot of space being taken early here from Fnatic. Electronic trying to close the gap, but he can't find anything.
And even though there might be money for Cloud9 to have a shot at this one and throw their hat in the ring,
but he's looking the wrong way currently. However, Dexter will swing and combine with that AWP. Fnatic still destined on this idea to go back forward in towards A, and it is working. They've still got the player advantage, but Boomage, with all of these long-range supports, he's hitting everything on the AWP. 3 kills already into the round, swaps to the USP. Dexter will overwhelm him, and now the 2 versus 2, but look at where Hobbit's got to. But he's missed the mark. That is messy, and now Perfecto's low.
Ooh, Dexter spotted Perfecto going through, repositions. That's great. It was a dangerous time to scratch her nose. Prince anticipating a whole lot, staying vigilant, but now we'll go scouring himself. Boomage is on the off angle. Mezzy is going to get swung as well. Afro is going to punish Electronic for it, but that's only after there was a kill. But all that action. Oh, he looks away from Afro though. That's a nice first kill. He's going to stay up on it for a little while longer. Nobody else is going to peek him. This is dangerous. Fnatic could be in trouble, but they're getting pushed by the pistols right now. Hold up, they're forgetting about the corner. Oh no, this is all falling apart. Fnatic, they did.
I can't believe that. Boomage just dry swings, and he finds 2 kills with that USP.
What the hell? Well, Boomage, a huge chunk of damage in Cloud9.
Double AWP.
But their AWP is gone, and they're going for 2 of them. Sure, Afro. Oh, shot ripped off into the distance, but that bullet will just be lodged into the wall firmly until renovations got to be made after this war. Axel. Oh, the aggression. Here's one spraying. Dexter calling for help, but nobody will give it to him. And then Axel comes through. And he immediately escapes that connector as well. He's going to start the hunt for Crims. Crims, you have to be getting this kill nice in the face.
Shot on towards Crims, but yet again, Electronic tucked in this corner, playing the long range. Flashbang is brilliant, but there's that trade.
Afro getting tagged up. Does land the shot on Electronic very nicely, but Boomage comes through, swipes in.
Just so he can fall away. And even wants a bit more. Missed the opportunity, and that allows Dexter to get 2.
Flash through as well, but Dexter now suffocated by the orb. And then just like that, there's only pistols left, but if they double swing and perfectly get a first kill, the Deagle won't been able to pick up the org. Get that bit of a laser beam going, Hobbit round the corner. My goodness. More efficient with the headshots than they were in the French Revolution. Mezzy will also go down without a fight to have in a map. You know, if you make some mistakes here and there yourself, okay, yeah, you know what to improve upon. But if you're just getting punched silly right now, like Boomage knocks down Dexter, 1 blow to the chest. But Roy, nicely finding an opening. And there is some reprieve here to be found for Fnatic as they have the ace side in the final round of the half.
They don't even need to commit into this if they don't want to. But because there's been a delay in this bomb plant as well, that will keep Perfecto there. Great shot out of Roy.
The orb. And you're going to be deep in enemy territory in multiple sight lines. That's at least nice first kill. Perfecto finds another one as well. No way. Cloud9, they entered the conversation. A 1v1. It's messy to clutch them out of it, and he knows how important that one is. Fnatic. Cloud9, one big ball of aggression running down. It's Crims to find the first and remove at least the head of the spear, but the rest is still drenched very deep. Mezzy, he's duking it out again. 3 feast for him. And that kills the round entirely as he steps around the corner. Yep. Life of an IGL, baby. Ooh, right. Needs to be careful. Afro pushing through. He is currently being held. Mezzy at least gets the first kill on Axel elsewhere on the map. And Roy will follow it up. This is a lot stronger from Fnatic as Afro saw to. Nice flick onto Hobbit. Nipped around in the bud. There's no way for Perfecto anymore.
Connector. And with Hobbit announcing his arrival on short, Fnatic are feeling a little trapped in on B, which means that there's a potential for C9 to get rid of Afro.
Afro, surprised by Perfecto, and now they're going to push that accelerator pedal to the metal all the way through. There's only 15 seconds left, so you got to hurry up. You've got 2 players who are incredibly low. No damage doing utility here for Fnatic. Scratch that. There's no utility at all. Unless they've got some laying about, and Dexter stampeding. Makes it way too easy for Hobbit. As soon as Axel sees 1 player in the bank, he'll take that information.
Really good mid-round out of Cloud9 once more. I feel like you can always have A as an option. Hang on a second. I'll come back to that point in a sec. It should be fine with Boomage securing this one. But yeah, you've always got that option of rotating up towards A there if you're Cloud9, because the space...
Even though Fnatic, they've got money, buy right back up into it. Sending those 2 players does lose them a lot of economy. Mezzy instantly able to open up on Perfecto. Hobbit himself in a deep position. Boomage nailed underneath his feet. He's going to need to parachute downwards on the blast zone. Cloud9. It does feel like... Yeah, exactly. They are unaware of Roy's position. Nice kill out of Axel, but there does need to be a whole lot more where that came from, and Roy is not going to be eager to challenge at all. Fnatic, nice alley-oop here.
This is sensible from Roy. Pushing deep on Fountain, it just locks the B players in, and it also means that Afro can focus solely on Connector. Smoke comes in at the perfect moment. Roy can now look to backstab. Boomage is currently holding, because Cloud9 have no map control outside of Monster, but as he looks away, Roy will strike.
And that really feels like the suffocating blow. The last one that you need.
Completely deny you knowing exactly what's going to happen until the very end. Afro versus Boomage on this long extremity, and Roy will find Hobbit and Con.
So often times where Cloud9 lose a player early on. Can't really blame Perfecto, but Boomage here is careless. Electronic, flashed. Now, all lights go out in his brain. Fnatic
is very far advanced here. This is the last place you expect a naught to be. I also like the fact that Fnatic have made that conscious decision to have a rifler in connector rather than the AWPer. Because normally you could let Afro go for a peek early, but with Mezzy blowing open the door and then introducing that spam, it just means that he can keep the connector players suppressed, which allows Roy that angle on towards water, one that he's now found Hobbit both examples on. It's a great way to play it. It's why blowing off that door and connector has become so popularized and meta over this calendar year. And for Perfecto now in this round, just focusing back in on the present, this is a really difficult save, and they could even wind down the clock here. Fnatic can kill him after time, and that really would be the worst case scenario for him.
And that's exactly what they're doing. And Perfecto is starting to make some moves here, making a lot of noise. Flash comes through, and we're looking at the ground here, but we've still got something to focus back on. Yeah, and all the wooden panels, that's not going to be enough to stop the array of bullets.
That one kill has kept Fnatic quite passive, which meant that Boomich has got space in towards toilets. There's a road out long. Electronic is looking to lurk here, out Monster to yet again keep these B defenders here for Fnatic. But for Cloud9, you've got to make a move soon. That needs to come through Electronic in the next couple of seconds. There he is. Incendiary caught him off guard. Electronic finds both. And there comes the acceleration out towards A. That's perfectly played. Afro can still win this round. They can still deny the bomb. But the foot digits, they are locked in. Hobbit makes sure of that as he plays bodyguard. Fnatic overrun right at the very end.
What a round, but
3 of those players have played together for so long and have taken a leaf definitely out of the book. Afro finds Boomich to open things up. Perfecto around the corner. Roy deals with him. This time fortune favors the brave, and Fnatic find 2 kills.
And Axel, if he's going to rotate over. And Roy is rotating back. That's a huge kill for Electronic to be getting. They forget about Afro. Electronic has to pull his rifle right back out. The panic on both ends of that fight was palpable. And now you still have to connect the bomb back into the site. And meanwhile, Electronic is going to be pressured. There's no timing here for Axel. But I guess you've sold yourself being on site very well. Is he just going to go B? Oh my god. They are starting to walk back B now as well.
But Electronic can go heaven. Electronic can go heaven here and potentially cut this off. Dexter backstabbed. And now Crims has to turn away. His attention averted up towards the rafters. And that means that Axel can get that bomb down. But Cloud9 didn't anticipate that Crims would be there. It's a 1 versus 1. And look, it's a wrap on initial wrap. Roy walking forward. Does Electronic turn round?
Wrap on wrap crime. And Electronic, he's just going to go down. It seems like he's DC'd as well. I don't know what was going on there, but it looked like he was staring off into the distance, into the wall. He doesn't have a kit, so it's still going to be somewhat close, but he's got this all day, all the way to the bank. And Cloud9, if they kept Axel secure, the previous one, but also very well done, because that was a 2v3. They're going to rest here. Electronic walking through the smoke. It's nicely traded out, but Afro, he wants to make it more favorable, but the trading office is currently located in the capital of Electronic. Is, oh my god, I don't know whether Afro aimed at Perfecto, but he did locate his head, leaving just Axel, who might just go for a quick B play, and that would run him right into the arms of Dexter.
There's 1v1s here that can be isolated. Okay. It's so important for Fnatic they win this round. Crims tucks in the corner. This is very smart. A is open, but Axel, with all this commotion that was put forward, it would make sense for him to go here. He does clear the angle, but Crims holds his nerve. That's now map point for Fnatic, and you're going to see in a second the economy for Cloud9. It is not there whatsoever.
The rounds. What's been winning for them is those lurk plays, those late activations. Dexter right in the phase of Axel, and the MP9 is going to reign supreme. Electronical is also going to go flandering. This is a very weird round now, because technically Mezzy could just walk on the A site again. They're going to be using Boomage as a flank securer. And there is somebody coming through connector. It's Dexter up against Boomage. Dexter does check his corner, but with how low he was, the chances weren't that great for him. Fnatic, they themselves have barely any money. So if Cloud9 win this, OT, the chances shoot upwards.
You've got a real decision to make here, Fnatic. It's a 3-on-3. I'm pretty sure you will go for this. There's no kit in play, and now the bomb's halfway gone. I feel like you have to concede it because you haven't found an opening kill. As you mentioned, money very limited. That was actually a really interesting round. As you mentioned, it got a little bit interesting towards the middle in portion. Basically, what happened there is that where Roy pushes, he locks off. He doesn't see anything down Monster. He can now confirm to Fnatic, okay, let's rotate. Let's make it on towards this A bomb site. At the same time, just pop into the B bomb site. Here comes the flashbangs. They're just going to rain through. They've got the superior weaponry. Good counter from Fnatic. It all comes down to the fight in water, and Crims make sure that water belongs to him. The territory remains for 3 kills. Hobbit left alone in a 1 versus 3. Will smoke himself off. Tries to isolate Afro over towards CT, but doesn't clear the angle in its entirety. Afro will strike, and Fnatic avoid overtime and force a decider map. Should still be okay. Roy and Mezzy waiting patiently. 25 seconds left. Cloud9 about to make their move.
And they've got 2 smokes of their own, and Molly as well. Flash to go over the top. There's the first smoke. The rest is all going to follow, though. Dooley's goes down quickly. Mezzy now has to mop up the pieces. Finds Boomich, and he's already had a lot of USB headshots coming through. And a 3rd one, no 4th one this time around. But you'd say he's done enough. Absolutely. They're trying to aggress upon the site here. Get in before they can settle into the post plant. But they've still got position, each and every single one of them. But now that Perfecto's been taken down, they're all going to swing around the corner. Electronic runs out of bullets, and it's easy pickings for Dexter in the pistol. The amount of seconds that they've got left over is starting to near that one as well. And of course, it's the big 0 that matters. Cloud9 still going to trigger the push. Roy going down early, but that's not really who you care about. Is Mezzy looks to run the show, gets a kill, and that's all that he really needs to do. Cloud9 run away. Afro will still go hunting. He expects them to be at the back of the site, so good positioning from Perfecto at least to hold on to the galley.
Seals the round. Boomich has to drop off this bomb. And speaking of kills, Mezzy now trying to find even more. Roy's here to help him this time, but they go 1 for 1. The trades are even, and that's B bomb site open for business for Cloud9.
The bomb was running back, so there's going to be a slight delay before they get the site cleared out, and the bomb is able to go down. And Boomich having different ideas. Boomich running back there does, to a certain extent, give an inkling of maybe he's the one calling the shots right now. Instead of just, oh, what a smoke as well. Hobbit very well could not be checked here. It doesn't look like they're going to enter the dungeon with them. They're going to fight this head on. Axel ready with the nade. He's going to break the smoke, but scopes in on the wrong player initially. And he's just going to molly, but yeah, you hear the smoke. You don't really want to try that one again. Runs back, does get caught. Afro picks up the kit, and it's all going to be all right. Hobbit saw the play, but it didn't have enough time to pull it off.
Rotating over. This leaves A slightly weaker. That's exactly where Cloud9 are going.
Dexter first kill on Boomage. Dexter continues to be annoying. The Electronic does get one, but Crims is yet to be removed. Finally, Hobbit gets to that task, but Perfecto so low already. Gonna be able to get that bomb down again. That's the returning theme for Cloud9, but thus far the returning theme has also been them losing the round as Mezzy closes down on short. He's got Afro at his disposal as well. Decent flash, but nobody peeks off of the back of it. It looked like Hobbit wanted to. Nice peek by Hobbit. Doesn't manage to get the kill converted, and Perfecto a deer in headlights as Fnatic yet again they retake the site and manage to get back on their hull. Afro has to be a kill here for Electronic, or at least he can't go down, but now there's some reinforcements. Crims takes down Electronic. Crims is gonna double up with Axel in the wings, and again Cloud9 are running after the fact. Got Crims in position. Hobbit able to decapitate him at least. Cloud9, another post plant looks imminent. Perfecto. Okay, they changed glances. And it's going to be Perfecto who comes out on top. This looks like the first round for Cloud9 could just be on the cards here.
Unless Roy clutches up. He's got here in time, but this is a really difficult crossfire to break, especially with the elevation changes. start to creep forward. Spots out Perfecto. And now the information's also given over towards Hobbit, who could swing on a moment's notice. Perfecto just tucks in, draws Roy in closer and closer to the trap, and it's been sprung. Cloud9 finally. It takes 5 rounds.
Position that usually gets a nade thrown its way. Cloud9 aren't going to test him. Afro, he's going to be at the forefront, but as soon as he regains his vision, that's where they enter the battlefield with him. It's trading back and forth as it's red and blue in the kill feed. Electronic is going to see a whole lot of red spilled around him as the bullet comes flying towards him. Crimps, obviously, they already knew of his position, but shooting a few bullets isn't going to help his case. Let's pre-fire the angle, but it's another post plant. Roy is found by Perfecto, so it's 2v1 again for Fnatic. Both trying to make use of that peeker's advantage by continuously swinging back and forth. Cloud9. Everybody's moving over towards that A side, and they're going to call it. We're going to plant our flag right here. Crim's still on the balcony, though, and he's fighting Afro. Now helping him out a tad. As Hobbit drops lifeless right in front of Crim's face. He'll take that any day of the week. There's a huge flank-ish by Boomage. There's also a smoke in the way. You've got Afro looking right at it. Boomage spotted by Roy, and that is the round that's fizzling up.
Great hole by Fnatic on A. Crim's on the balcony. Afro taking the contact with the AWP out long, and it's Dexter right in the middle, orchestrating all of this chaos. Crim's even bails out the sniper there of Afro to make sure he lives on. An important round for Fnatic, one in which Cloud9 wanted to change the pace.
Ooh, Boomage. Oh, whoa, okay, Afro. Wrong button there, lad. Oh, Roy's dead. Done for. Dunzo Washington, big time. Mezzy on the defense. Boomage gonna go down as well.
It's awkward though. Mezzy needs to drop a smoke and he needs to escape. Meanwhile, Cloud9, look at this. Look at Axel. He's right now just walked out on the bomb site. 2 players in the balcony, but this will be relayed info. Electronic, well, he's going to confirm that in a sec. 2 players are here, but look at Axel. He can backstab Afro. Instead, announces his presence as they start to come back out of the balcony. Dexter will deal with him. Another round is a little bit less up in the air.
They're fighting at both ends of the map here as well. Hobbit trying to find an opener, but Mezzy has been so incredibly strong all throughout. Not anymore as he goes limp. Hobbit will slump him. Surely that's going to accelerate Perfecto, who's waiting for a bit of help from Hobbit. They're going to change positions. It's Hobbit up close. Flash to go through. Afro down. That feels a bit too quick. Hobbit trying to find some information. Bomb going down. Dexter doesn't want to push anymore. He's done with it. Understandably so. I reckon he's just going to go for that AWP. Run out of here.
Let's pop in nature. This position from Crims is everything right now. As long as he doesn't get blinded, Boomich doesn't have a flashbang. So instead, it's going to be pure contact. But Crims gets overwhelmed, and as too does Dexter. Takes one to the grave with him, but at the end of the day, it's still a 3-on-2.
Do they have enough money to have a crack at this? I don't think so. I think those 2 rifles are too important. You just throw yourself forward and see what kind of damage you can do. There's 2 players heavily tagged up. The decision. No, it does get more interesting. Yeah, they're just too far out. No kits on them as well. And they're just looking for what kind of damage they can do, which really doesn't matter for Cloud9 here. Whatever damage they get against them, it's all what they can do. But Roy manages to take down Hobbit. Perfecto. Close. I was going to say, you do just die there now, right? Especially with the plant as well. But still, they've got more than enough money.
Yeah, they're fine. It's the pressure on Fnatic's shoulders. Last round of the first half here. Crims has got an XM. Afro will be able to afford that AWP. Starts to hold angles. All comes down to this. Axile bakes out the shot perfectly. Flashbang goes in. Smoke goes forward. And Axile just wants to try and take the fight. And he's managed to.
My God, Axel's rattling off right now. That basically confirms it for Cloud9. They're at least giving themselves the whip up. Mezzi brings it back in the camp of Fnatic a little bit, and maybe Hobbit doesn't think about Dexter's position here. Dexter aggressing on Hobbit now. Once around the corner, that's the end of Dexter. And the chances of the round also goes up in smoke. Cloud9, a stellar rebuttal here in the mid rounds of the first half. Yeah, decapitation. Cloud9. The nade is going to be a tad bit behind them. Boomage still getting aggressed upon, and he's probably not smoking a cigarette right here, even though there are enough of them behind this little box. Dexter decapitates him, takes his position, and Fnatic, an incredibly quick B take.
There's no util here for Cloud9 either. They're going to go and get crunched straight into this from CT and the site. Not everyone needs to peek. Dexter is going to start off proceedings, and he gets even closer on them. Great round out of Fnatic, completely overwhelming Boomage, and from there, they can have all of the space required on that after plant. It's a reliable factor for Fnatic. The pistol round comes in as a resounding
release on the valve. That nade into mid isn't going to be it, but Hobbit finding one at least and doing a tad bit of damage on Mezzi. Got tagged up himself, but he already had a frag. Afro, and he's being careful. The edge of the smoke here, playing with Boomage. And as soon as he figures out that he's in a game with Boomage, he's going to lose out immediately. Fantastic start for Cloud9.
The pressure on now for Fnatic to work their way back. Boomage steps in. He doesn't reveal that crossfire of Electronic and Axel. Electronic's even now going hunting for more. Sees that flash trajectory. But that simultaneously baits him in towards Crims. Still 3 players are here for Cloud9 on A. This will be a difficult nut to crack for Fnatic. Flashbangs move forward. Mezzi takes a peek behind the molly. Hobbit now falls back to a more passive line.
He knows that Fnatic are the ones that have to make the move. They have to find some sort of fantastic playing, considering A is as secure as it is. And you can just sit back. Did get killed by Mezzi. With the amount of damage that Mezzi took, it had to be more cleanly. They're going to try and still enter upon the site. Mezzi gets swung, and that's the bomb down. Crims, sure he's able to get the one. Axel spraying away with the USP. There's time to retrieve this bomb and getting it down. Axel being a bit too loose with his position there. Perfecto also can't push. He might just have to drop on Crims, though. Crims going to be back ribbed. Oh, Perfecto. He now knows that he's won the round, but my, oh my. He panics the whole right tagged up already. Hobbit, you've only got an MP9 smoke break as well. He's able to get himself back into CT. They're not reading into 2 players being right underneath. Hobbit trading himself out. That's still so much damage done, though. And the utility that's left on the side of Cloud9, especially the nade of Axel, could come into play here. They're going for a flash through, though. Dexter, Afro switching, but he's right behind Electronic, doesn't realize it. And Afro is going to get that kill in the end, but they're all so incredibly low. Afro, maybe there was an elbow spot, but Boomage has to be careful. Right, he's right in the corner. Love that off angle. And Fnatic in pole position to win this round.
Yeah, really nice recovery there from Fnatic, especially after Hobbit was throwing chaos in. Axel can do some damage, but will only find the single casualty.
You're not going to go to Italy and then send back a picture of a flower. You got to make something local, Hobbit. Make sure that Mezzi will stay local as it can be. Lifeless Afro, very much the same.
Damn, all right. That's just 2 kills through the smoke for Hobbit. Again, he's been a player that's really been impressing me this series. Electronic. Roy's creeped under the crosshair. But doesn't clear him. And Electronic's able to adjust. How does this happen?
Electronic loves having his back turned, or at least being in the vision of the opposition while he doesn't realize it. But even 1 player going down, that's fine. 4 players for Cloud9. Everybody from Fnatic down. A position where he can retrieve any of the rifles, any of the weapons. And Fnatic flash through, but Mezzi and then Dexter is right behind Mezzi. And as soon as Perfecto sees that, it'll be more than lenient enough in the spray continuance. They'll give a few more bullets down Banana, all landing up in the body, and Fnatic stumped. Oh, wow. Magnifique.
Yeah, what a round out of Perfecto there. Dodges the flashbang and just slides into the angle, lines them up and knocks them down. Crims has made his way out towards the balcony, but ultimately, him staying alive would be a blessing. And won't even manage that. Axel will find him. Cloud9, yet again, another round in which only there's one casual result. Cloud9 have just been able to step in and been holding their utility quite a lot as well. This is why we've got this change up. A fast split over towards A. Last thing that Cloud9 were really expecting. However, some kills are going back and forth. Axel reveals his position from the balcony. And will even keep going for good measure. Combines with Electronic. And Cloud9 are doing it. They're forging their way towards series point. Crims looking to reset over at B, but it would need to be a 1 versus 3 from the Master Veteran.
Even getting the bomb down would be huge for his team already, so they keep their chances alive. And Boomer's having an AWP. He can't be too aggressive. But Crim's going to walk right through. Boomer's no scope. Boomer should also funnels them into the exact same position. You've got a scope weapon. 25 seconds, so those rotations are going to be quick. They're going to be coming through. Boomish gets the one, claims a victim. Roy, he's been able to cross at least. But the timer is ticking and they all start entering the vision. Boomish doesn't manage to get anything else. But look at how quick Cloud9 have been there to respond. They're not even planting the bomb just yet. This is disaster. This is drama. Fnatic, they're not going to be able to pull it off due to the merits of time. It's Cloud9 to steal it away from Fnatic. It was a valiant effort, but it's Cloud9 with a standing that win against Fnatic.